In the last video, creationism, bring it on, I screwed up a bit. I drafted the video late one night after work, and in simplifying logical syllogism, I got my diagrams wrong. This extra little video is intended to put that right, and perhaps to remind me not to try and be clever when I'm tired. The part of the video in question began with the statement, "All that exists has a cause." This is the beginning of the Kalam cosmological argument. It's tiresome, predictable, and demonstrates extremely childish reasoning. The basic idea is this: everything that begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist, therefore the universe had a cause. We call that cause God. There are a number of problems with this attempt at propositional logic. First, it's supposed to be based upon the idea of a logical syllogism. The best known example for most people is all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. The conclusion, Socrates is mortal, is the logical conclusion from the two premises, so long as you accept the premises. But the cosmological argument isn't based upon syllogism. It begs the question instead. In the Socrates example, the two premises place Socrates in two nested sets, men and mortals. That's why it works, because Socrates appears as part of both sets, and so the conclusion, Socrates is mortal, works. For the Kalam cosmological argument to work in the same way, there would need to be three separate nested sets. But there aren't. Instead, the universe is everything that begins to exist. It's the same set given a different label and mentioned twice. The universe is the set of everything that exists. For propositional logic to work, there have to be differences between the two sets. Not only that, but each premise needs to relate to the other in some way. The set of mortals includes men, and the set of men includes Socrates. The cosmological argument contains no such relationship. Therefore, although it looks like a syllogism, it isn't. It's just a sham, a deceitful attempt to mimic propositional logic in a way that might fool those who aren't familiar with how logical syllogisms work. For example, there would need to be a set that includes the universe, that includes everything that begins to exist. As opposed to what? Do you know of anything in the universe that didn't begin to exist? When the cosmological argument goes on to suggest that there's something that didn't begin to exist that caused the universe to exist, it's not only failing to follow logically from the two premises, it's also showing the deception for what it is. It's just a statement. Everything except God began to exist. That's a claim. That's not a syllogism. There isn't an ounce of logic supporting this claim, and there isn't any reason to suppose that the cause, if indeed there is one, is the God of Abraham. It might just as well be the flying spaghetti monster, the aboriginal serpent, Odin hanging on the Yggdrasil, or a tin of baked beans magically catapulted into our dimension from an alternate universe. The cosmological argument pretends to use logic to make its point, but actually it's just an unsupported claim followed by the argument from ignorance fallacy. I don't know what the cause was, therefore it must be God.